Hello and welcome to another video. In this one, I'm going to talk about my experience leveling as Reave with the Desecrate, General's Cry, Blade Flurry stuff. I have two white items, and I used a level 10 sword until I got this sword, and this sword is item level 37. So I used an item level 10 sword all the way through the end of Act 3. Once I got a better sword, though, it definitely helped quite a bit. The passive tree looks as follows. This is very similar to the Econch tree. You do save a few more passives through not taking Gladiator's Perseverance, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But then I kind of hit those passive points out here into Brutal Blade, so I could get the Sword Mastery, so I can maintain frenzies on bosses. I am unascended, and it took me 2 hours 15 minutes to get through the axe. I probably spent around like 15 minutes like trying to figure out links, trying to figure out like my pathing and everything. So let's just say a 2-hour Act 4, because I'm completely done with Act 4. I can go directly into the Ascent. So yeah, I've basically been fucking around finding out. My Act 1 run was like 5 minutes slower. I tried like Perforate instead of Spectral Throw. Honestly, single target's respectful with the Dread Banner. Kind of surprised by that with Perforate. Haven't tried using Perforate. But it also has like the Blood and Sand, but you don't get a mark. I've been using Poacher's Mark. I don't think Poacher's Mark is probably the best curse I should be using. I think I should be using Punishment. But the damage is okay. It's nowhere near as crazy high as Jungron's in the video that I saw. I can't remember if he uses like a different leveling pathing. I'm not entirely certain. I also don't know like what his link setup was. I literally just got a 4-link for the Reave not too long ago. My links are Close Combat, Added Fire, Rage Support, and Reave, with Close Combat, Blade Flurry, Auto Exert, and General's Cry. I have Faster Attack, Momentum, Shield Charge, Dash, Poacher's Mark, Blood and Sand, Herald of Ash, Desecrate, and Blood Rage. I have no idea if that's the kind of setup he was running. I honestly cannot remember exactly everything that he was doing. You do need to do Library for Desecrate. Act 4 has a lot of Detonate Dead mobs, and your own Desecrate will be used against you. I definitely died several times to that, so you definitely want to make sure your fire res is completely capped. I did not. Basically, my pathing was I bum rush Precise Technique entirely. I saw I'm Exile do that for one of his Peaconk runs with the Econch, where he switched into Econch, and he just straight up bum rush Precise Technique, so I figured I'd give that a shot. Ended up working alright. This pathing, I did not take the Fury Bolts because I was, of course, using Perforate. My Act 1 was slower than using Spectral Throw, but then you don't need to respec these two nodes. Econch is definitely more DPS. 100% Econch is more DPS. But if you really want to level with a skill, I think the Blade Flurry General's Cry setup is fine. Of course, I'm unascended. When Jungron did it, he went the adrenaline bullshit, so he literally gains 100% increased damage over this. But Econch is definitely, in my opinion, much smoother and much faster. But at least with this setup, you can actually level with the build. And to continue leveling with the build, I would honestly just use swords. Pick up like the remaining passive tree shell, stays the same. And then I would probably take like Retaliation for like some damage nodes, and maybe take Blade Master for more damage nodes. But you could stay with this for a lot longer than Econch, I think, and be like content with it, because at least with this, you can kind of like gauge how much damage you're doing, and like when you eventually like drop a weapon or find a weapon or acquire a weapon that enables the crit variant, you can start dropping passive points to go crit. So yeah, really up to you on how you want to level. I think both are fine. I definitely lean more towards on the econk side, me personally. It is a lot more of like passive respecs. This build, you will need to get alterations. Like, I needed 4 alterations to craft the weapon. I needed 4 or 5 alterations just for like all the different gems I needed to buy. So it's a lot more demanding in that regard. Desecrate is an alteration. General's Cry and Auto Exert is an alteration. Maybe Desecrate is a chance orb. You need to do the library quest as well with the setup. So I think it's fine. I think it's playable. Reave will get more comfy as you level up, and also as soon as you get Vol Reave, because your max stages, while like just generally clearing out a zone, can just skyrocket with Vol Reave. Your Vol Reave would go where the General's Cry is right now, but yeah, it's quite a bit button intensive, micromanagey, that type of thing. So yeah, I hope this helps somebody. If you want, I can level up the. I can get the VOD because I'm fairly certain I properly recorded it. After Act 2, because I didn't press record until I got into Act 2, and then I was like, wait, I should be recording this. So I'm fairly certain that's saved. I'll double check, but if anybody wants that VOD, it would just be Act 2 through the end of Act 4. Thanks, see ya, peace.